Yeah, and I think you kind of got to one of our next points is like, bonsai is not just something that you can like set and forget, man.
Right.
You know, and that kind of leads into the next point where it's like, there is a cycle.
There is a cycle.
You got to be in tune with the natural seasons whenever you're doing some bonsai stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a great way to transition. You know, as with bonsai, I mean, even just as a general gardener, you pay attention to seasons because you're looking at, you know, rainfall and things like that for your garden or your landscape. But with bonsai, that's elevated even more because it's reliant upon you to provide everything that this plant needs, and that includes where you're putting it. That includes obviously the watering, the care, the maintenance, and then each season that changes. Definitely. Right? Because I mean, one of the things I learned the hard way was when it comes to the winter months, when you have plants in a bonsai pot, it's like, I mean, they're not going to be able to handle your typical winter situation. The freeze point on that is going to be way more than it would be on in a larger container or in the ground. So
yeah, and that goes into the summer as well, you know.
Absolutely.
Or I guess I go from winter into springtime, which is like, springtime is when you want to be like right between that winter to springtime. It's like perfect time to be repotting.
Yep.
And you know, that because all those buds are starting to flush out, you know, it'll be able to handle going into a new pot a lot easier.
Right.
Just because it's like the season of growth is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you feel like you can get away with a lot more actually pruning and
root pruning.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like springtime is going to be the busiest time for you if you're a gardener and if you do bonsai, for sure. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything in the bonsai process, and I think it's so important to remember that each season presents a different set of opportunities to manipulate your bonsai in different ways, but especially like in spring, before that leaves out, you want to be able to deal with, if you're wanting to put it in a new container, or say you have some new material and you're wanting to pot it up, that's the time to do it, before it leaves out. Once it leaves out, you're not going to be able to, you know, condense that root ball, and you're just going to stress the plant out, and it's not going to give you very much success going into the summer and coming out of spring into summer. And then, like I said, just following the season, summertime is a difficult one, I think, because you kind of get to where you want to just be able to forget about your bonsai and just kind of let it do its thing. Mm-hmm. But that's when it needs that most water attention. Definitely. Because every day is getting hot, everything's getting dry. You know, usually in the summer your rains kind of slow down, so it's definitely more dependent upon you watering your bonsai. I mean, these things can dry out so fast, so quick. Like you'll think, it'll be all right, a couple of days, whatever. Nah, man, it's every day you got to go out and check your bonsai, make sure it's got the right kind of moisture.
Definitely, man, and you'll see whenever that plant starts to get stressed out, because it'll slow down on pushing all that new growth out, and it'll hit a big pause, and it knows that it's got to stay like you got to stay vigilant, and the plant's got to stay vigilant in making sure that it stays alive. Because I mean, it's easy. I mean, even in some 10 gallons, like I have a big 10-gallon Kiyohime. Whenever I went out to Oregon, there's nobody to water it, and like that thing is a big old root ball. Yeah. So it dried out so quick. I lost some of that new growth, and it's like that is magnified on this scale.
Big time, big time. That's something you've really, really got to pay attention to. And you know, like I said, bonsai is kind of this vicious cycle that you go through, because it is a lot of maintenance, but there's a great reward for that. You know, like I have really enjoyed having this sitting out on my deck, and I know you've enjoyed this. You've got a nice little hangout spot in the backyard. You've got this sitting out there, and so you kind of get to enjoy the reward of all the risks that you've taken when doing a bonsai.